Brooklyn Independent Television.
At the Brownsville Community Recreation Center, the Saturday morning soundtrack is all bouncing basketballs and squeaking sneakers. The director, once a member of the NBA, has discovered that his teenaged players need more than a coach on the court. They need trained counselors to help them deal with an array of emotional and psychological challenges.
The executive director of the Brownsville Recreation Center is a former New York Knick, Gregory Jackson. He's a big advocate of physical and mental fitness in this community, and now, through a program called Heads Up, trained counselors and life coaches meet the kids on and off the court.
I'm originally from Brooklyn. I grew up here. Been a part of this community for years, so I love to give back to the community every chance that I get. So I'm here on a voluntary basis pretty much every Saturday morning working with the kids, teaching them life skills, life coaching. The kids that we deal with down in this area, this particular part of Brooklyn, have anxiety issues, depression, bullying. Basketball is just the hook, just to draw them in, because a lot of the kids love it. And, you know, we can teach them skills. But when you're sitting and talking to the kids on a one-on-one basis, some kids will feel free to share with you some of the experiences that they're going through. And you'll have kids who are cutters, you know, you got kids who are, you know, experimenting with drugs and stuff. They may not say it in the group session, but when you're talking to them on a one-on-one, they'll come to you and ask you, you know, what can I do?
Dr. Derek Sweet, a psychiatrist and co-founder of Full Circle Health, believes his Heads Up program is filling a critical void.
If they're not engaged, if they don't feel you, as they say, if they can't get a sense of who you are, you're not going to get them, and they're going to move on. What we have done is we've created something called a Heads Up program. The program is touting two things: physical activity or physical edge and mental edge. And we know that the spiritual will come right in. The meaning will be there for them, the transcendence that one gets when one plays sports and is in the zone. All that is spiritual as well. But what we're going to handle first and foremost in the Heads Up program is getting them on the court, getting them active.
We pretty much ask them to tell us a little bit about themselves. So this way we can get a little background information to see how much they're willing to share with us in the session. We'll ask them about their parents, and then you'll kind of get an idea, you know, what's going on. If they have any brothers, sisters, you see what the family structure is like.
Communities will access individuals that they trust, that can speak their language, that has cultural resonance with them. The difficulty is that when Full Circle goes and says, hey, here, in 10 years we have seen over 250,000, I should say, individuals and families. It should mean something to our legislators. It should mean something to policymakers. Nobody wants to be considered crazy, and nobody wants to be considered the madman or the madwoman to have to go and get help. So that's another issue, too, that mental health always has to overcome.
I think my goal is each kid that I come into contact with, that I see that we can provide services for them. My job, I pretty much don't leave out here until we made some type of referral or we make a connection where they agree that they're going to come back next week and we'll have some one-on-one time where we can do some life coaching with them and get to the bottom of whatever the issues are.
So that's why I believe something like Full Circle Health and what's happening at Brownsville, it helps, because folks are able to come in, they know this environment, they know the people here care about them, it's safe, and we will vet the medications, vet the research, and then bring it to them in a language and in a way that they can understand and still retain their dignity and their ability to say no.
Thanks, guys. So at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. They're hoping that basketball and counseling will help kids like Devontae and Shaquan have a full life. For HealthBeat Brooklyn, I'm Fred Brown.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at breakartsmedia.org/BIT.